Hi everyone, it's me, Bo again. I have my little notes of what I want to talk about this time. Since I am participating in the ZAP project, the whole thing started kind of with everyone, with a panel of queer individuals and straight allies telling their coming out stories and then taking questions. So, I figure it's only fair I should probably include my coming out story in the project. Plus, you know, I like to hear myself talk. Coming out is such a big thing. It's just a huge defining moment for any gay or queer individual, and it's just it changes your life. It can either make your life so incredibly amazingly better, or it can just kind of lead to a whole lot of pain, and it's just a really hard, delicate time for people, the whole coming out process, because it doesn't all happen at once. It is a process. And for me, mine went really well. I am one of your, probably your grade A+ cases of coming out stories. I came out when I was 16. It was my sophomore year in high school. It was actually 2002, almost 6 years ago, next year, in a couple weeks. Wow. It was interesting. First of all, let's talk about what happens before you come out. Before you come out, there's just this huge, big, pink elephant in the room for you. There's always just this kind of censorship of yourself that you have to put yourself under, and you just close yourself off from all those around you. I know I did. I was in a private school. It was predominantly Southern Baptist. I was one of like 2 Catholic kids, and I didn't do so well there. I never went through that period where I thought being gay was wrong. I kind of bypassed it altogether. I never thought that, but I was angry because I knew I couldn't be myself, and I couldn't talk about it, and I couldn't be proud of who I was in that environment. Just the individuals around me would not let me, and maybe that was cowardice on my part, but I don't know. I was just really angry. I was quiet. I didn't talk to people. I was very social. Now I'm a huge social person. I love to talk. I'll talk to anyone on the street. I like to go out and do things. I love people, and I love interacting with people. Before, I just kind of walked with my head down, and I was just angry. When I came out, that all changed. One of my biggest regrets, however, is that I didn't actually get to come out to my parents. My parents found out. My mother, unfortunately, bless her soul, found some rather incriminating evidence on the computer, which was really embarrassing, and she confronted me about it in the kitchen, and she sat me down, and we talked about it, and she was upset because she really doesn't like porn. She's really against it, and but she asked me, she said those 3 little words, "Are you gay?" And saying yes I am was probably the hardest thing I've ever said in my life. Just actually making the words come out of my throat was just an absolute struggle. And right after I said it, there was just this huge, massive gulf between us. Like the bottom dropped out, my stomach hit the floor, and I had no idea how she was going to react. I didn't give my family enough credit. My mother just kind of looked at me. She later told me she'd known for years, and but she just looked me in the eye and she told me, I've always had a diverse group of kids. One of my brothers is African American. He's adopted. She's had boys, girls, black, white, and now she had a gay kid, and it was all just more diversity for her, and it didn't matter, and she was really great about it. She called my dad, and she said, when you come home, there's something you, I, and Bo need to talk about. My dad came in the door, and we sat down, and he's like, your mother tells me you think you're gay, and I said, no, I am gay, and he said, well, I love you, and what do you need? He was amazing. Both my parents are incredible people, and they've been incredibly generous and understanding, and incredibly supportive of me. They insisted that I go into counseling, not because they thought I was wrong or anything, but they wanted to make sure that I was adjusting well. It was understandable. I mean, at Portsmouth Christian, I failed out that year, actually. My grades had suffered. I was very unhappy. But with the whole sexual identity thing, I was just resentful that I couldn't be myself. I stayed in counseling for about 2 months, and it was just to make sure that I was doing well adjusted. After I came out, this was, like I said, in January that year, and I got out of there, and then it was kind of the summer break, and over that summer break, with my parents' help, very much with my parents' help, I came out to my family and my friends in the neighborhood and stuff, and my brothers and sisters are amazing. They've never really had anything negative to say. They don't even act like it's a fact. My brother Nathaniel, the African American one, the one who's adopted, I love him to death. Him and his wife Vicky, whenever they're shopping, they see guys who are kind of obviously gay, and they're like, "Hey, I wonder if Bo would be interested. Should we go get his number?" And they're so sweet. Vicky wants to go to the gay bar with me. She wants to go see some drag queens. And Thad and Jen, my oldest brother and his wife, they're great. They're just so wonderful. You know, both of them have kids. They've never had any problem with me babysitting their kids or anything. They've never, you know, thought that I was going to molest their children or anything. I babysat my niece Isabella one night a week for a couple months when she was younger. And my sister, she's great. She lives up in New York. The rest of the family's down here in Tidewater, Virginia. She lives up in New York, and it doesn't even matter to her. My family's been really great throughout this whole thing, and I've just become such a more dynamic person since then. It's been a struggle to not define myself by my homosexuality. Matthew talks about that in his blog and his website about your homosexuality being just, he said it, I think he equated it with the color of his eye as to informs of who he is. And that's very right. I actually went through a period in high school, after I left Forest Christian, I went to Churchill High, to a public high school, and I just